Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The message reads like this: Hello, my brother, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My brother, I am a young lady, recently gotten married, and soon after I had gotten married, then my husband's parents, who are both pastors, they insisted that there was no need for me to go to university anymore. I am going to a certain university that is here in our capital city. The university is called Name Hidden. That is where I met one of the cousin sister to the man that I recently got married to. So she invited me over to her place. She said that there was a party. So when I went there, to my surprise, I then found out that the pastor's kids, they actually have a nice time, and they were actually playing Yo Zim Danzo. This was like strange to me, and things really got so strange when I found that they were actually drinking beer, and early in the morning we quickly cleaned up the place before the parents could return. So as we were cleaning, that was when I spoke with one of the guy who later became my husband, and we then fell in love. We exchanged numbers and we continued talking. Even when I was dating him, I expected that we were going to keep ourselves to each other, and we were only going to make out soon after we had gotten married. But from day one, the text messages that he kept on sending me, they were sexual in nature, and he insisted that he wanted to sleep with me at all costs. And my brother, this was very strange to me, because I thought that maybe pastors' kids, they are the one that have a lot of discipline, but what I have seen, it has proved another point: they lack good discipline. When we decided to get married, this was when he had found out that I had fallen pregnant for him, and they did the most evil act that I never expected. This was the mother who ended up doing this. So when he spoke with his parents about this issue, then they said that I had to start attending at their church where they are pastoring, and they made me to lie that I had been a Pentecostal as far as I can remember. But my brother, the church that I grew up going to, it is a Methodist church. That is where I grew up going to. But soon after university, when you are all grown up, you get lost into the world. And they said that I was not supposed to mention the fact that I was from Methodist. I was supposed to lie that I had been a Pentecostal all my life. They even made me to lie that my parents, they were from a very big Pentecostal church that is quite popular here in our country. This they did on the day that I started attending the church. And on the day that I started attending at their church, me and this pastor's son, we had actually slept together the previous night. And on the next day, when I was standing in front of the congregation, I really felt ashamed of myself, as I was doing, first of all, a false testimony of how I grew up as a Pentecostal. Then, second of all, I was feeling really dirty, because me and him, we had slept together, and I was pregnant, and all the church members, they didn't even know anything. Then as time went on, what they were doing was that they wanted people to view me as someone that was holy, so that by the time that I was going to get married to their son, then everyone will just say that we had already seen it, that the way that this girl is holy, she is fit to be a pastor's son wife. They made me to lead a lot of programs in church. Within a couple of weeks, my brother, I was already in the forefront of each and everything that will be done in church. What they will do is that before the pastor's wife, if she was the one who was going to preach on that day, then they would make me to be a runner-up. By the time that they mentioned the fact to the church that I was going to be the one who was going to get married to their son, everyone in church just celebrated, and no one even bothered to know where I came from, who I was. But the pastor and his wife, they had already met my mother, who is still going to the Methodist church, and they didn't mention the fact that they had lied that my mom is a Pentecostal as well as our family. Then when the pastor's wife found out that I was pregnant, she then spoke with me and she said that it was not possible, it was unholy for me to go to get into a white wedding dress knowing that I was pregnant. She said that we had to select another color which was going to show everyone that I was pregnant, and this was a humiliating thing for a young woman like me to do. I said, so what are we supposed to do? She said that you are going to be married to my son for the rest of your life, so if you just remove this pregnancy, you are always going to have plenty more kids. Just do this so as to save your own dignity, because men, what they do is that if you get married in this unholy manner, later on in life, he is always going to remind you that when you got married to him, you were pregnant. So my brother, as I was young like this, I then agreed to everything that the pastor's wife had suggested that I should do. So she took me to a place where it was a private clinic, and that is where I had that abortion. I then got married, my brother, soon after I did that abortion, and this is the secret that we had been keeping. All of these things, they happened last year in August. So after we had gotten married, me and my husband, we had to stay in several cities because my husband, he is always on the road. And one day when he came back from work, he then found out that I was on period, and he said that he had been missing me a lot and he can't control himself. So the first time we did it, and I agreed because we had been trying for a baby. Soon after I had that abortion, we started trying, and we have tried since last year and nothing is coming out. So when he came back and when he found out that I was on my period, he said, please let us do it. There are higher chances that you are going to fall pregnant if we sleep together when you are on your period. So we did it. Then my brother, when he was gone, I started to suffer from severe stomach cramps until November. And when it was November, I then suspected that I had fallen pregnant. But when I thought that I had fallen pregnant, I saw my periods again. This was when he had returned back. And I said, look, I don't know if this is a miscarriage or what, but he kept on saying that we need to sleep together. So he slept with me even though I was experiencing heavy bleeding just like that. Now what happens is that when we do it, mostly we do it when I am on my periods. And if I try to complain that this thing that you are doing, it is affecting me, because soon after my husband sleeps with me when I am on my period, I suffer from severe stomach cramps, and I am scared that maybe this thing, it is going to damage my womb, the thing that we are doing, so that I will never be able to have a child for him. And when I spoke with him about this issue, he said that even if we die without having a child together, it is not a problem at all. This guy that I got married to, my brother, he already has 2 kids, but he had these 2 kids with 2 different women that do not attend the same church. So he said that he has already 2 kids and he does not need another child if it happens that I fall pregnant for him. But I do not feel safe anymore. As a Christian, I feel that this is wrong, but this is what he wants. Like when he returns back home and if he finds out that I am on my periods, we sleep together. Then the next morning, if it is a Sunday, we can actually go to church. after sleeping with a man when you are on your periods. I know that this is very wrong, but my husband keeps on telling me that there is nothing wrong about it. It is actually nice. Yes, I agree that it is a different feeling when you sleep with a man when you are on your periods. Like the sensation, it is just too much. But I feel so dirty to be doing what we are doing, knowing that we are both Christians. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by our dear sister. Please let us try to speak with her in the comment section. Have you ever done it before, to sleep with your man whilst you are on your periods? If you have done it, please, you can tell us about it in the comment section. And to those that know the Bible, please try to teach us in the comment section what are the effects of doing such a thing, sleeping with a man whilst a woman is on her periods. What are the disadvantages of doing that?